Sarah Brady
Gross.
is worst person of the year. She wins that award. And the fact that anyone supported her is one of the most sickening things that I've ever seen. The issue was she released private text messages between Sarah Brady released private text messages between her and Jonah Hill right after Jonah Hill had a baby with another woman, after Jonah Hill, like years after Jonah Hill had broken up with Sarah Brady. And Sarah Brady was like, as soon as, he's now happy, has a baby with someone else, Sarah Brady wants to rain on his happiness by showing these messages that apparently show that Jonah Hill was controlling, but they don't show he was controlling. What they show is that he had standards in the relationship, and he said things to her like, "This is horrible, ladies. Like, you might want to hold your ears. This is so horrible." He says, "If these are things that that make you happy, then I support it." That's what he said. But then
Oh,
maybe we
wow.
shouldn't be in a relationship together. He actually writes that. He goes, "If these are things," so she wanted to like go out, take pictures of herself in a bikini, and people are like, "Well, she's a surfer. She surfs in a bikini." No, she doesn't. She doesn't surf in the competitive surfers do not surf in a bikini. So she was doing things specifically for attention. I don't mind if someone is out there. Like, my girlfriend's a world champion bikini model. If she takes pictures in a bikini, I don't mind, because that was an agreement we had when we first started dating. But like, he didn't have that agreement with her. And then she starts doing these things where she's taking pictures with other guys, like getting really close and nuzzly with them. And it's very clear from her Instagram, she was open for business and he wasn't. And so from that standpoint, he was like, "Hey, I would appreciate if you would stop doing this if you want to be in a relationship with us. But if these are things that make you happy, I support it. I think you're an amazing woman and you're incredibly talented, but we might not be right together." That's what he wrote her. He didn't call her a dumb bitch. He didn't tell her to get the fuck out of his life. He said, "If these are things that make you happy, I support them." And people said he was controlling. I mean, not only was he not controlling, people keep looking past the fact that these private text messages were released after he had a baby with someone else, like beyond the most horrific. Like, she, not only that, all these virtue signaling therapists start making posts on TikTok saying how, "Oh, this isn't boundaries, this is controlling behavior." And I'm like, now you've ruined therapy, because there's other therapists that are going to look up to these therapists who have gone viral and be like, "Oh, is this the stuff that I have to say?" If a man says, "Hey, I don't appreciate it if another dude puts his hand," like, when your ex-boyfriend comes and hugs you and kisses you on the cheek, that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's not insecure. A man has the fucking right to say that. Ladies, if you have any issue with that, let me know now, because like, you're just wrong. A man you're dating has the right to say, if someone who you've been intimate with comes up and puts his hands around you and kisses you, that makes me feel uncomfortable, and I prefer for you to not do that. That is not insecure. That is normal behavior for a man.
No, it's
And,
totally normal.
yeah, but that's the problem. It's like, therapists are now saying, "No, that's not normal," because what you're doing is, instead of you saying how you feel about it, you're trying to control the woman. No, I'm not trying to control her. She has every right to leave. And by the way, she did leave, or he left her, and then he found someone else. And this is where it gets even crazier. 6 months after they break up, he writes her another message stating, "Hey, I just want you to know I'm seeing someone else." And Sarah Brady's like, "Oh, well, I should tell her that you were just messaging me a couple of months ago, and we were together like 6 months ago. Hey, got news for you, ladies. If you and I break up, 6 months later, I'm going to be sleeping with someone else. That doesn't make me weird. That doesn't make me toxic. We broke up. I'm going to see other people." And so I just thought this whole thing was just one of the biggest, God, it was the biggest kerfuffle I've ever seen. And what made me mad, like, Jonah Hill's 100% in the right. Anyone who doesn't think Jonah Hill's in the right, I'll debate you and embarrass you if you want. But
Well, what's not normal is the fact that we know all of this, like
yes,
that these text messages were released that, and I don't remember I kind of passively paid attention, but I didn't even know he had a baby with another woman and that he was in a relationship. It was
of
presented
course, because
all like they were
yeah,
just a
yeah,
couple right now, and this just broke up.
That's
Laura,
just a
because that
footnote.
destroys that destroys the narrative. Because, Laura, that
Yeah.
destroys the narrative. The narrative is, like you said, they just broke up because he was controlling, not that he broke up with her because she was not acting within the bounds of the relationship, had moved on to someone else, and then she released these text messages and trying to take them out of context. And one of the worst parts about it is, like, after he has a baby, she writes on her IG story, "I hope God gives him a girl." Like, we're broken up and now you're going to talk about my fucking children? Sarah Brady
Gross.
is worst person of the year. She wins that award. And the fact that anyone supported her is one of the most sickening things that I've ever seen.
And it seems like he'd be a great dad. Like all the things that
someone
said to
wrote
her.
me. Someone wrote me after. So I go on this long tirade, like 27 minutes on my show, and then afterwards I get this message from this one girl. It's like, I hope you end up having. I hope your daughter meets a man like this. A man like this who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars and wants to be faithful to my daughter and ask my daughter to not act like a hoe on social media. Oh no, I hope my daughter never meets a man like this. What a fucking punishment. How terrible that would be. I hope to God my daughter would date Jonah Hill. You think I would have a problem with that? You're out of your fucking mind.